The universe does not consist of a limited number of atoms, particles or structures. Vacuum is not an empty space, but rich medium. We cannot have something moving through an undefined nothing, because there would be no reference to define the speed, size and structure of that something. So everything that exists consists of wave interactions of the fundamental polarity that define each other, and their current relationship. This interaction gives form to any part of the universe. All this is in constant movement and self-changing. Some parts push others, and go around making recursive functions. Every bit radiates and absorbs simultaneously. Thus we have communication of everything with everything else. This radiation is just change of state of polarity between one form and another. There is no empty gap between something, there is only a lower or higher concentrations of the first or second fundamental polarity in any part, but both are always present. Their interactions form infinite details in the structure of space and matter, and tend to expand universe to external infinity. Dynamic interactions manifest themselves as quantum fluctuations, for example, background noise. In case of superposition of waves, they are manifested as a seemingly solid matter of geometric structures. Particles are just the effect and the component of waves. A form can be infinitely small, but it is in gravitational harmony with greater forms to which it belongs. Structures familiar to us may exist on different orders of magnitude as well. In measurement of movement of galaxies, it doesn't mean that the space is expanding, but the density of the space medium changes, with influx of one, or outflow of other polarity. Intergalactic medium may have a different density than the vacuum inside the solar system. The redshift may be the effect of passing through the intergalactic medium of different density. Propagation velocity of something will depend on the density of the medium, which is fundamental relationship of polarity, and the wave will move faster somewhere and slower elsewhere. Some parts of the universe are periodically expanding, and then shrinking, while others do the opposite, but they don't fully compress or spread. Galaxies can form in some areas while they dissolve to energy in others and back and circle. Each propagation is spectrum of speeds, and most notable to us could be the speed of light, however it is only one of the resulting components and directions of propagation. In this changeable medium, parts that have a higher density in a moment, compared to the rest, are manifested as small and smaller curved and intertwined threads. They conduct signal much faster, up to infinite speeds, proportional or inversely proportional to density of the polarity in the thread. This explains the experiment with laser in cesium vapor, where the signal traveled 300 times faster than the standard speed of light. The density and structure of the medium also determines the rate of changes, speed of time. The consequences of these dynamic fluctuations are overall vortexing, distinction between space and matter, gravity and perpetual motion of everything in the universe. This perpetual motion can be utilized in a much better way than burning fuel, collecting sunlight or breaking radioactive elements. Specific arrangement of waves coming from all directions and all distances in the universe result in various effects such as star formation, destruction, supernovae and black holes. All these phenomena are subject to change, and the matter can manifest, unmanifest, and change its structure. For example, short-lived isotopes represent unstable geometry, but under special external conditions, these isotopes could be stable, while otherwise stable would tend to dissolve. Teleportation and fast interstellar travel are possible. For that we need to create adequate vortexing of quantum field around a craft. It would act so that the structure of matter of a craft would not mutually change, but the link of its matter with local space would be modified. From the viewpoint of the spacecraft, space would compress and distant destination would appear closer, making the propagation to it fast. The craft would not physically pass through all the midpoints in space between origin and its destination, but its structure would propagate at superluminal speed. From the external point of view, the spacecraft was turned into superluminal electromagnetic/gravitational wave, and in the space between it will manifest only as microenergy changes in the field. Besides superluminal travel, in similar way, time travel is also possible. However, every moment is always new moment, and what we can do is to transform our matter or consciousness through field that will unwind reality around us to what it looked like in past, or what it will look in version of the future. We would retain our knowledge, but only thing that matters is causality, which goes in all directions, so changing time is normally experiencing parallel realities and adding causality out of infinite possibilities. To discover the unified field equations, it is necessary to explore mathematics of quantum fluctuations. By simulating with computer programs, it is necessary to explore many versions of equations and matrix geometry, where each point would have value of both polarities and change by interacting with surrounding points, resulting fluctuations. For example, three-dimensional matrix can be cubic, tetrahedral, sphere packing, etc. We may use seamless matrix where going in any direction would arrive in the same point from opposite direction. If the equation which is tested is stable, for each point we can obtain a complex signal that can be visualized as an animation, or converted in the audio range. Important constants in nature and geometry are phi and pi. The effects of any event of any size propagate at spectrum of different speeds, from slow to infinite, and leave a fractal and geometrically harmonious trail in every point. This trail acts as a historical record, and depending on precision, it can be decoded no matter how small and distant event is viewed. DNA and matter in organism have in itself subatomic informations and codes for accessing remote informations, consciousness states, and records of past events. The so-called junk DNA certainly perform this role. The more advanced DNA codes, the more abilities beings have. Interference of universal waves make complexity of infinite details. From it arises intelligence, which then accelerates into infinity. The whole universe, including inorganic matter and space, is made up of information and have a collective consciousness. Ocean of informations and links through the quantum field, gives to all beings consciousness and intelligence. This is like a giant cosmic internet, and the centers of galaxies are the hubs. Consciousness also stabilizes DNA and functions of organism, and more advanced organisms manifest telepathy. Thoughts are manifested in the field and have universal geometrical structure. In addition to the characteristics of the body, DNA determines the spectra of consciousness and informations to which organisms have access. The formation of stars and planets can be directed from the collective consciousness. Creation of lives happens under the influence of collective consciousness of planets, galaxies, universe. The goal is to start from simple organisms and see where the development leads. This is nothing mystical, but quantum mechanics of infinite details in the structure of the universe. If the beings known to us have the intelligence, then the universe have much higher. Interaction of consciousness of an organism and consciousness of environment, which alter the DNA in a positive direction, represent an evolution. The collective consciousness is infinite and have all the knowledge in itself. It can use it for the physical manifestation or influence on the flow of energy leading to the formation of something. This is the tree of knowledge that is allegorically mentioned at the beginning of the Bible. When a solution is created in the non-physical, infinite, pool of informational field, quantum mechanics of consciousness enables it to be quickly applied to all remote parts of the universe. Thus, for each usable planet in the universe we can have similar DNA solutions, where other branching of code made a variety of species. The main pieces of code would be the same or similar everywhere, as the geometric language is universal. In addition to the slow evolution, in specific cycles we can have a cosmic evolutionary jumps, where a multitude of species have experienced huge changes in a short period. For example, the position in relation to the center of galaxy and galactic slowways will allow the flow of specific energies and informations in a short period and cause changes. Conclusion: evolutionists and creationists are both partly right. The problem in science is that physicists don't know biology, biologists don't know math, programmers don't know anything of the previous, and theologians and the population doesn't know anything except what is narrowly suggested to them. Therefore, we have various divisions and incorrect beliefs. Here we must see the obvious and assemble the whole picture. It is time to take advantage of the quantum potential that evolution have in store for us. Author: Radivojevic. August 2, 2011.